That is a crazy talk, what we just heard from Rick Stroud, saying that, the Jaguars were all over him and about, can you hold off the story until a certain time?
Yeah.
And then Urban's lawyers sends threatening language and saying, I'm going to offer up 2 unnamed players. Like, why wouldn't the players immediately come out and say something if they believed in the coach? And he had not been in the meeting room since 8:30 in the morning, and coaches were remember I told you everybody talks? Assistants are on the phone to Rick. We haven't seen him since 8:30 this morning.
Right.
And that's the way he's spending his Wednesday getting ready for the Texans.
Like scrambling the Jets.
Or you guys take care of the game planning. I got to do all this stuff. And the Jaguar said he was fired by Sunday, which is, then what's he doing there? The whole thing makes no sense.
No sense.
The only thing that makes complete sense is that Urban Meyer is, once again, one of the worst flops in the history of NFL coaches of all time. And it just keeps coming out, and it just keeps coming out. And I know he's heartbroken and devastated, as he told Ian Rapoport, my colleague, who said, I guess he spoke to him when he was on the beach. Like he called Ian up, like, I'm here on the beach,
Was he on his boat?
I don't know if he's like Gordon Gekko and they're like, hey, this is your wake-up call, Ian. And so 2 quotes jumped out at me. And put up the first one, if you don't mind, Mike Hoskins. When he shook Vrabel's hand, and that's what Ian Rapoport said last week. He looked like he didn't want to be anywhere anymore in the NFL. Someone asked me about Vrabel's handshake, and he said, we're really close. That had nothing to do with him. That's probably one of my issues why I've thought some of the things I said. I don't know what that means. I can't take losing. I try to accept it. It just eats away at my soul, and I believe our players deserve better. Yeah, they do. They deserve a coach that can handle the losses and get better. Like, you love Vrabel so much
that you give him a dead
that
fish?
you give him a dead fish. Like, you can't handle the losing. It's just, if I saw this behavior in my 8, 10, or 13-year-old, I'd say this is not acceptable behavior.
Right.
You're going to have ups and downs in life, and the downs and how you respond to the downs are just as important, maybe not more so than the ups. How is this something that a 57-year-old man can't handle? So it's like the losing made me do it? Is that the phrase? The losing made me do it. My behavior of kicking Josh Lambo, although I didn't really kick him.
Was it because they lost in the preseason,
all of that, everything. Put up the next one. This is the one that actually sent me off of on a rage. I had to literally put my phone down after I read this. Talking about, Ian asked him if his coaching style works in the NFL. He wrote, I think college has changed quite a bit too. Just society has changed. Yeah. You think how hard you pushed. I believe there's greatness in everybody, and it's the coach's job to find that greatness however you do that. Positive encouragement. Pushing them to be greater, making them work harder, identifying flaws and trying to fix them. I think everything is so fragile right now, and that includes coaching staffs. When I got into coaching, coaches weren't making this kind of money, and they didn't have agents. Everything is so fragile where it used to be team, team, team. I remember talking about it in a staff meeting 3 days ago. I got into this profession because I had the greatest high school coach, and it was all about team, all about the huddle. What does that mean? What does any of that mean? What does any of that mean? Like, is he so disassociated with his own behavior that he will say this sort of stuff and not think that anything that people have said about him in the NFL and that's going to keep coming out won't come out and is not attributed to him? It's society's fault. He's the same guy. He's the same guy. It's all of us that have just gotten softer or weaker or can't handle getting kicked or can't handle being called a loser or can't handle all of this behavior.
Or coaches making money, players making more money.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
They have agents now, meaning you can't bully them? Is that what that means? Like an agent is going to, like,
or
that your behavior can't be what it is because they have an advocate that has a contract and also the ability to get them out because of your behavior? That they have an agent, so therefore they're not going to stick around and take your garbage.
Right.
Is that what it means? Or they've got more money, so they're not going to stick around and take your garbage. That's caused the problem, not his behavior. Not the fact that he hasn't adapted with the changing times. It's the fact that the chimes have not adapted to him anymore. Really? What the hell does that mean? The lack of self-awareness. None of this is worn on him, but he's used the words, he's devastated and heartbroken. The players deserve better. The city deserves better. The owner is terrific and all that stuff. Then you should have changed. Well, you had the shot. And the shot being, you didn't get on the team plane. None of that stuff. You want to talk about times have changed. All those coaches, the high school coach, would have gotten on the team plane. All those coaches that used to be able to behave in a certain way that society's now changed and is now shame on them. I guess society's changed. You can't throw a chair anymore at people. And so all those coaches would have gotten on the team plane. Times change, I guess, where you can't just go to your establishment and do whatever you want to do on your own personal time off. That shouldn't have been your PTO just yet. So if the times are off and you think that you're going to be off because the times have changed, then adapt. Certainly when you have the most golden goose the NFL has ever birthed, the egg birthed by this golden goose to Urban Meyer, long-term contract, franchise owner that wants to win desperately. Franchise owner that wants to win desperately and has been patient twice in a row to the tune of a 4-year tenure for the coaches. No state tax. No media that's all over you locally. All right? Nobody's there asking questions like it's New England or Philadelphia or New York or Los Angeles or what have you. Name whatever. Chicago. Nobody's all over you. Okay? Golf courses everywhere. Greatest, potentially, prospect at the position since Andrew Luck, or maybe more. Consensus, first overall pick. Generationally talented kid. Head screwed on right. Not going to go hoot with the Owls in the middle of the night or be caught on Twitter doing something he shouldn't. That quarterback won't be. You got that. You screwed it all up. One of the worst results ever in the history of coaching with one of the best setups ever in the history of coaching. It's that simple. He'll wind up in your spot at Big Fox. I don't think there's any doubt in that. Say what you want, Mike. Go ask your colleagues. He'll wind up there. He'll start talking college football again, and he's going to get another job in college, which is perfect. But the NIL is there and transfer portal's right there. I don't know. Maybe college has changed too for him. But if he can adapt, those quotes right there make it seem like he's still got a phone ringing, and that's the clue phone he needs to pick up. Unless he doesn't care. Certainly doesn't care about what I have to say. Probably ever again. Well, it is what it is. I shoot things straight here. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.